gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
A 60-year-old man is dead after police say that thieves robbed him and stole his car. Here's the thing, though. It happened on 3rd and Cambridge Streets in Philly's Northern Liberty section. Investigators say the two masked men left the victim to die at the scene, but then they drove his car into Camden and ditched it there. NBC 10's Randy Gyllenhaal live outside of police headquarters with what we know about this case. Good morning.
What did I tell you guys? These super gremlins are literally brain dead. They're not even carjacking. See, this defeats the argument of, oh, they're carjacking to break down the parts and get money because they can't feed their families, bro. They're carjacking for fun. Like, I don't see how it is so difficult to understand that they believe it's fun to beat people up, kill people, and jack people's cars and then ditch them 10 minutes down the block. I mean, it's that real in the community. Okay? This is what's going on. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Again, Randy.
Yeah, really disturbing case, and also showing a few of the prolific issues facing the city of Philadelphia right now. Police say it began when two suspects on an illegal dirt bike carjacked a man and assaulted him, leaving him for dead in the street and then taken off in his Highlander SUV. All of it happening last night about 10 p.m. in Northern Liberties. This is near 3rd and Cambridge Streets. The 60-year-old victim, police say, was just sitting in his Toyota around 10 o'clock waiting for a family member when police say two masked suspects on a dirt bike drove up, dragging the man out of the car.
On a dirt bike, and they were masked, yeah, with poo shiesty mask, poo shiesty mask, poo shiesty mask. I told you guys, you better watch out for these super gremlins on demon time who are rocking these poo shiesty masks. They're no good. And from what I'm hearing through the grapevine, the masks are coming back, guys. There's going to be a lockdown round 2 at the end of this year in the winter, allegedly. Can't confirm nor deny, but that's just what I'm hearing in the grapevine. So be aware that the poo shiesty masks are going to increase in volume, and the individuals who are rocking these poo shiesty masks really don't have any good things for you. So,
assaulting him, police say. He was found by authorities in the street bleeding from the head and unable to stand, taken to the hospital. That's where he was pronounced dead. As for those suspects, they drove off in the stolen SUV and that dirt bike. No gunshots were fired. However, police were able to track that SUV using GPS, and they found it across the river, ditched in Camden, New Jersey, and the suspects long gone by that point. Police say the victim lived in Center City and, again, was visiting family in Northern Liberties, and he was pronounced at the hospital. As for those suspects, no real ID at this point. Police say they're going through surveillance video trying to get any kind of information. For now, we're live here at police headquarters. Randy Gyllenhaal, NBC 10 News.
A horrendous beating and carjacking has a community on alert and a family devastated. A man was simply waiting in his car when investigators say a group on dirt bikes attacked him. Now the search is on for those responsible. Friday night, gray is off. The big story on Action News tonight is the heartbreak surrounding this vicious beating death. It happened in Philadelphia's Northern Liberties neighborhood about this time last night. And earlier this evening, authorities identified the 60-year-old who did not survive.
Wow.
Action News reporter Brianna Smith now live for us at Philadelphia Police Headquarters, working the story. What's the latest on the investigation and what we're learning about the victim, Brianna?
Well, Shari, a Chinatown community leader says Peter Chan came to the U.S. about 30 years ago, and he was a hardworking, honest man who...
No, not Peter Chan. Bruh. Stop Asian hate. Stop Asian hate. Stop Asian hate. Guys, we got to keep screaming this to the mountaintops. just like when you watch Dora Explorer and they have to say swiper no swiping 3 times, you have to do the same thing with these super gremlins on Demon Time, okay? The Asians are being targeted. We need to bring back the Kung Fu. We need to bring back the Taekwondo. We need something, all right? Something to combat these super gremlins, because I could understand if they had a gun. And it is, you know, mind you, it is a 60-year-old man, so it's going to be hard to defend yourself against these super gremlins. But man, it's just like the Asian community they're sitting ducks. It's sad, man.
He was loved by his family and friends, and now they're mourning his loss as police search for the suspects who beat him to death.
It's just sad, and it seems really senseless.
Philadelphia police say 60-year-old Peter Chan from Chinatown was on the corner of 3rd and Cambridge Streets in Northern Liberties when he was attacked. A Chinatown community leader says Chan was just waiting for his wife in their black 2023 Toyota Highlander.
That's extremely brutal. I couldn't imagine someone just beating someone to that point. Not just being like, all right, he's knocked out. Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Police say a group of men on motorcycles pulled Chan out of his vehicle and assaulted him just before 10 at night and then fled in his SUV. Chan later died at the hospital.
It doesn't matter where in the city you live, unfortunate situations like this happens to people.
Police were able to use the Toyota mobile app to find the SUV abandoned in Camden, adding to the long list of carjackings in Philadelphia. The Action News data journalism team found a significant increase in the number of carjackings over the past 4 years.
Yeah. The community has been getting busy. I mean, from 2019, you just sitting at 225 carjackings, which is still a lot. 2020, that doubled. Okay, almost doubled. 2021, you see another doubling. I mean, it's exponential growth. Going into 2022, I would say 30 to 40% increase. I mean, guys, what's going to be the new norm? What's the new norm for annual carjackings, or the number of carjackings annually, right? Because the community is setting a record.
4 years. In 2019, there were 225. In the last 12 months, there were more than 1,000. A continuous crime that's putting residents on high alert.
When we go in and out of the car, we have to be more careful. And even if a customer leaves, we want to make sure that we walk out with them when it's late at night.
Living in Philly, you always have to kind of keep an eye over your shoulder a little bit and be aware of your surroundings.
Again, police are still searching for the suspects. However, they did not provide a description. If you have any information about the incident or video, contact police. Reporting outside police headquarters, Brianna Smith for Action News at 10 on PHL 17. Shari?
Yeah, let's hope they make progress in this case. Brianna, thank you.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your pocket.
Y'all killing me with this shit.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
What
all your
more do you want from me?
The 60-year-old victim was known in the Chinatown business community for being kind and hardworking. NBC 10's Erin Baskerville has the new details.
It's a crime that's shaken a community and the people who knew 60-year-old Peter Chan. Police say 2 guys on dirt bikes carjacked a man and beat him to death. Police continue searching for them.
They know the husband as, very hardworking, very kind of person, very honest. So, and many people cannot believe, like.
Damn. So you see, the Asian community, they're woke to this. They understand this phenomenon, and I haven't seen a visceral reaction yet, but I'm telling you right now, they're not going for this, and they are going to get their get back, whether it's psychological. Most likely it's not going to be physical, whether it's economical, okay, financial, if you will. Guys, can the community really sustain a war that's being fought on multiple fronts? Absolutely not. But we don't even realize that we are at war. Okay? And the war mostly is internal. We're at war with ourselves.
Like a sudden loss.
Dan Tao tells NBC 10 he met with the wife of Peter Chan today. Tao is a member of a Chinatown business group where many knew Chan. He says the 60-year-old and his wife stopped in Northern Liberties last night after Chan gave her driving lessons. That's when 2 guys hopped off dirt bikes wearing masks and attacked, according to investigators.
So that time her husband is still, breathing. She said her husband's eyes still open, and she told her husband, calm down, we will get you to the hospital as quick as possible.
Chan's wife had left the SUV at the time to run an errand. She came back to find her husband on the street and the vehicle gone. We're told the Chans just bought the SUV about 3 months ago. Neighbors nearby saw the crime unfold at 3rd and Cambridge Streets.
I looked out my window last night and I saw, that unfortunate gentleman laying on the floor. Obviously he passed away later in the evening.
According to Philadelphia police, last year there were a record 1,363 carjackings. So far this year, there have been 525. As for last night, investigators say they found the vehicle abandoned across the bridge in Camden.
They are hardworking, but they would never expect something like this would happen to them.
He tells us the Chans are originally from China and came here for a better life. A stunned community, now feeling uneasy. Aaron Baskerville, NBC 10 News.
Now at 5, family and friends are grieving a 60-year-old man killed in a Northern Liberties carjacking. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris O'Connell.
And I'm Dawn Timoney. Police say the man's stolen SUV was recovered in Camden. Investigators say he was waiting for his wife when this happened. Our Jennifer Lee is live outside police headquarters. And Jennifer, this story is so heartbreaking. And you just heard from the man's wife?
And it's so unfair that they're not calling this a hate crime. Well, how is it not a hate crime? You're specifically targeting another group, another demographic. Hell, they didn't even use the damn car. They dropped it off in Camden. Come on.
Yes, that's right. His wife is heartbroken. She was in tears telling me about her husband. His name is Peter Chan, and she says that he only purchased that car a few months ago that was at the center of this deadly carjacking. Philadelphia police say this is the 2023 Toyota SUV at the center of the deadly carjacking in Northern Liberties Thursday night. The victim's wife is receiving support from her Chinatown neighbors. She was not ready to show her face, but wanted to share her account with community leader Dan Tao translating the interview.
They live in Philadelphia for about 10 years, and her husband is very hardworking and very honest, and many people in the community know about them.
She says her husband Peter Chan was helping her practice driving when they stopped in the area of 3rd and Cambridge Streets. She stepped away for a few minutes, and by the time she returned, their car was gone and her husband was on the ground severely injured.
When she returned, she did not see the vehicle where her husband dropped her off. Basically, her husband already lying on the ground. And so they have napkins, they try to help him.
Police say 2 masked men pulled up in a motorcycle or dirt bike and assaulted the...
Just 2 masked men, you say? How are we going to help people if there is not a description? Man, it's crazy.
The 60-year-old before taking off in the Toyota Highlander. Early this morning, we saw police recovering the stolen vehicle in Camden. The violent carjacking happened near Boricua restaurant. The owner says his condolences are with the family.
It's heartbreaking. And we have to now be careful of when we leave the restaurant. And that just to show you, it doesn't matter where you live, whether it's North Philly or here in Northern Liberties, when unfortunate situations like this happen, it's gonna happen.
Peter's wife and family hope the police.
What the hell was that? What type of statement was that? I mean, you know, we talk about no solutions. Even the residents, they're not presenting any solutions. A lot of it is just cope. Well, things like this happen, and when things like this happen, they're gonna happen. What?
The owner says his condolences are with the family.
It's heartbreaking. And we have to now be careful of when we leave the restaurant. And that just to show you, it doesn't matter where you live, whether it's North Philly or here in Northern Liberties, when unfortunate situations like this happen, it's gonna happen.
Peter's wife and family hope the police will make arrests very soon.
She hope the police will do the job and capture the criminal as quick as possible.
Peter's wife was also raising concern about the police response. She believes there was a delay in getting her husband the critical care that he needed.
Well, you guys did defund the police, so that's gonna happen. You know, we're starting to see the consequences of the summer of 2020. We're starting to see them, and these consequences are dire, no pun intended. A lot of lives lost because of we didn't defund the police, we rearranged funds, we redirected funds, right? Or whatever they want to call it. But they took money from the police force, then they discouraged police officers from even joining the force. And now they're mass hiring, you know, people who are not supposed to even be in uniform at all, right? We see what's happening in Chicago with the illegal immigrants. That policy is definitely going to make its way to all of these other democratic cities.
And looking at police data so far this year, there have been more than 600 carjackings. Outside police headquarters, Jennifer Lee. Dawn, back to you.
All right, Jennifer, thank you. Just so tragic.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot. By the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.